Welcome to Out Loud with Rob and Rachel. This is what happens when two ADHD brains come together and think out loud.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Out Loud podcast with Rob and Rachel.
Hi.
Hope everybody's doing great. How are you doing today?
Fabulous. Glad it's Friday. It was a little bit of a hectic week this week.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not a lot of downtime.
I just got off a couple of Facebook fights, so I'm a little fired up. Had 3 cups of coffee and...
You know, when I walked in here, it did smell a little overwhelmingly of coffee, of caffeine.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, that was me.
That was my first clue.
It's real difficult going all day trying to explain to people why you're right all the time, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, I would imagine that could be exhausting.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, it's fun.
Especially on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that leads me into a question. Do you think that people are more honest online, or do you think people are more honest in person?
So I would say that they're more honest online, I think. Yeah, more honest with themselves, especially when it comes to their mental health. I see people kind of going off how they feel about certain things. And so I would say certainly for that. Politically, it really depends upon like where they stand on the issue. If they're against the majority of the community, I think they'll let things slide more than usual. Not so much hide anything, just let it slide, which is understandable. And like I think it was like 10 years ago, I would have some friends going through like I guess divorces, whatever, and they were so honest sometimes about their marriage
online.
Yeah. So what's interesting about the honesty, I think we have evolved.
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way with
interesting
what to be honest with and what not to be honest. I mean,
filters.
Yeah, I mean, there was this one guy who was like, I mean, I blame alcohol on a lot of things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're going through a tough time, you have a bottle of wine, and all of a sudden your emotions come out.
You're able to, your inhibitions.
So you go read the thread the next day and it's deleted,
But always there, right? Yeah. Always there.
Yeah. And then, but I think, it's interesting though, when I see people, there are a lot of kind people that don't get credit for being kind, because I know how they really feel about things. And when I see them in a debate, they're being very careful and very kind, even though there's still an argument.
I see what you're saying.
They're just like, because they're sensitive social issues.
And it's hard to have discussions with some people because if you don't agree with them, they don't.
Yeah, you're a fascist or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly.
They're not open-minded.
Yeah, you're not open-minded.
You hear both sides. But
what do you think?
Well, I want to go back to your mental health aspect of it, because I thought that was a really interesting aspect that you brought up, because you're right. Like when you think about it, people are so much quicker, myself included, by the way, to share your experiences, whether it be illness, mental illness, or whatever, because there are other people out there who you can relate to and who can relate to you.
And I think that could be a good thing.
Right. I was just going to say, I actually don't know that that's necessarily a negative thing. Like when I first was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I know that sometimes those things are not good, right? Like those groups and those, because they show you some of the really negative stuff, right? Sure. I remember people saying, don't go into those groups.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
and because Rachel went on, because I told her not to go.
I also went on
the admin of some of them now.
No, I'm not.
Started her own group.
I did not. No, I don't like that. I actually dropped out. Yeah. I didn't because there are very many people, and you start to internalize all of the negative, and they share every single thing with you. And I started to realize, which is what my oncologist said to me, cancer's so different for everybody, and every treatment's different, so you respond differently. Stop listening. And so I stopped listening to those things because people share too much, and you can't relate everything to yourself because you are a different person. So I think it is a blessing and a curse is what I'm saying, right?
Like that.
Like it was great for me because in certain ways, I found people who I could connect with because they were so open. Remember when we were growing up, like cancer was, remember in St. Elmo's Fire, the movie St. Elmo's, did you watch St. Elmo's Fire? Oh, so in the movie St. Elmo's Fire, there's one scene where the family is sitting around a table and it's a funny, it's like supposed to be a funny thing where they're talking about all these taboo subjects, and whenever they talk about a subject that's taboo, it's whispered. So like the mom is like, drugs. And then they're like, oh, he was, she passed away, cancer.
Yeah.
And they were, not talked about. So to find those people and connect with them and realize you're not alone was an amazing aspect of the honesty.
Right.
But then when you go in there and it can be really, really, really bad for your mind to go down the honesty, rabbit hole of people talking about how they responded to this. And then, after a certain amount of time, this happened. And then you're like, I'm so screwed. So a blessing and a curse in that way when it comes to mental health and health. I think people's honesty can turn into judgment very quickly, especially when it comes to certain hot button issues. It's politics and stuff like that.
Or whatever.
So that's where I think it can be a bad thing.
So what I've done over the years, I failed today and yesterday at it, but what I've done over the years is I went more into group chats because I always, and part of the name of the podcast is for this, I like to think out loud.
Right, I know.
And I hate the word.
Not everybody likes to do that.
I do. I enjoy that.
So that's part of what I think that's what is what made us connect so easily is because we are open-minded to each other and hearing the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everybody.
And I hate the word safe place, but I'm accepting a little bit more, but you're like a safe place. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to think out loud, and I want to know why I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I appreciate that about you as well. But not everybody.
We had a discussion prior to this just now, and I was working something out with her, and she goes, "No." Then she goes, "Oh, now I see what you're saying." I was able to stutter.
Yeah, but also because I took the time though to shut my mouth, right?
Yeah.
And allow you to explain it without interjecting, my thoughts the entire time. So I do think that's lacking.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, the screen stops that from happening, right?
Yeah, and it's amazing, isn't it?
But I think it takes away the, what do you think? It's like the empathy aspect of it? Like, do you think it's that, like, you and I are sitting together, I'm not going to be like, shut up, you're wrong, right?
Course.
Like,
yeah, that's a big problem.
You wouldn't do that in front of somebody. I
had a, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but I've had a couple of people in my life that, unless we saw each other every 4 weeks, meet for coffee at 6 weeks, that we couldn't be friends.
Whose rule?
No. That's just the way it worked out. It wasn't a rule. We knew that we would have to meet in person because it humanized it. What you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you would be like, get out of my face.
Yeah,
like you would,
fucking this guy's
right. You know? I see what you're saying.
But then when you need that empathy and then now I don't think it was my fault. Just
it never is.
It wasn't my fault. But I'm like, this person's not as crazy as I think.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I blame a lot of things on people, or I do blame a lot of things. People are altered, and you don't know where they're at that time. You know what I mean?
Altered mentally, like drugs or something.
Yeah, drugs, like
alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, whatever. And I'm not saying full blown alcoholic, but there's some people. Anytime I lost a relationship with somebody who was once a good friend, they had a slight substance abuse, usually alcohol.
Wow.
Usually. And
I don't drink
No, I could tell because I know where your baseline is.
Yeah, I'm a very like I always say that. It's interesting. My students say that too. Like I'm very consistent.
You are.
My boundaries are very, we always talk about boundaries, right? Yeah, you are. Like, so, but I think that's that's one of those things that
boundaries.
You always say to
me. I'm just talking about alcohol because that would affect me. I had no boundaries, and then from there, I didn't have a baseline. So you can act one way for me one day, and the next day would piss me off.
Right, and the person doesn't know the rules.
I think that,
I don't like that. See, that's where I'm coming. You said in the last one, really, that's funny. People would think you are a drama person, but that's what I don't like.
Right.
I deal with that on such a daily basis with my students that you never know what you're getting from them just because of the hormonal and all of the other things that come into
similar thing.
It is. So I think I try to avoid that as much as I can at all costs in my personal life. Like, I want to know. I don't want to be worried when you're coming through the door whether the wind blew in the right direction and you're coming in happy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
Like, I just, and the other thing is, that's where my boundaries come in. Like, I'll pull out a can on you. I mean, like, then I'm coming in, you know, a can of whoop ass is coming out of my pocket. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, have I come to a can of whoop ass? I'm just curious.
No, you haven't.
No,
we don't get that way.
Right.
No. Well, you're saying that I told you off when we first met.
Oh, right.
That was a funny thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll save that one for another day. But, I think the honesty online is a really interesting topic. I'd be curious to see what other people thought about that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm trying to think. A lot of the vocal people a lot of people are more quiet, I think. As volatile as we think the things are, I think people are more careful, which
I think you're right.
Which I think is actually a problem.
Well, a lot of makes so many things taboo, right? Like when you're careful about what you say. But I think people have to. I think, and we'll end the topic on on this note. But I think that careful sometimes it is good because I think people are so quick to hurt other people.
Right. No, absolutely.
And I think when that honesty is met with a lack of empathy and a lack of understanding, it becomes dangerous.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next topic.
Yeah. So speaking of, I'm segueing now.
Okay.
I'm going with the picture theme and the back in the day theme.
All right.
You sent me a picture of the prom the other day, right? Or yesterday, or was it this morning? Who knows? The days have been running in this week. And you claim it's a reflection. I'll take your word for it. He's claiming it's a reflection that you do not have a mullet.
No.
Okay, fine. But many had mullets back then.
What do you consider a mullet, though?
Oh, party in the front. I mean, a business in the front, party in the back. I mean...
But how deep in the back? Because I did have up to here sometimes. Because my hair curls, I had a blow dry.
Mullet.
No, but a mullet's more down to here.
Listen to me. If you had to blow dry the back of your
hair... Because my hair curl.
It doesn't matter, you have a mullet.
Yeah.
You have to own it.
All right, we can discuss later.
You had a mullet. You took a blow dryer and a brush.
Only because I had curly hair.
It doesn't matter. Okay. There was something to curl. That's the whole point.
I don't know if at that age if I had it, to be honest with you.
Mullet, total mullet.
It was a shadow. Okay. I'll zoom in.
But it's fine. We'll segue. So that brings me to so many like sign of the times trends, right? That when you look back, you're like, what were we thinking? Or that was the coolest thing in the entire world. Why don't they bring that back? Like, why did that ever go out, right? So what was one thing back then? We're the same age, so it's really cool to have these kind of conversations. What was one thing that you were just like, what were they thinking?
Back then?
Yeah, like fashion trend.
Oh, that's very easy for me. Yeah.
Parachute pants?
No. So when I was a teenager, well, first there was a lot of... It all stems together.
Okay.
So this is a good one for me because it's very interesting, and I'll get into my high school girlfriend of why I was attracted to her.
Oh.
Okay. So it's.
I hope she's okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. She is. So first, the one thing that bothered me for some reason, call me whatever you want, I don't care. I never got into 80s rock because the way the men dressed, spandex, makeup, long hair, Aquanet. I did not.
Okay.
I did not connect to that
like
look.
Bon Jovi?
I couldn't handle it.
Really?
It was just a weird. It was a way that I would never dress.
So you couldn't relate to them at all.
And I couldn't relate to the music, so I liked LL Cool J. I could relate to LL Cool J.
Okay.
And I could, and some of the more obscure rap, like even like Slick Rick, and like I know all the songs off the top of my head. like electricity. Yeah, so I couldn't.
So you listened, what kind of music? So you listened to rap
all rap.
Oh.
Yeah, all rap. Yeah. Everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have pegged
Yeah,
it.
Heavy D, like all those. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I love rap music. I still do, actually.
That is very,
I still do.
I don't know that I would have not pegged you for that, but I don't know that would have been my first guess as your primary.
Yeah, so that whole thing back then, I just couldn't I couldn't identify with it. I couldn't.
Okay, so you hated that.
I just didn't get it. Like I would never wear spandex walking around. Like it seems ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
You know,
okay, I can understand that.
And with that, I didn't like the music because of that. Right. And then the other thing is,
would you respect that some of it was good music, but you just
now I do.
Really,
No, I couldn't even listen to it.
But now you acknowledge it for being good.
Oh, I love it now. I mean, I like it now. I don't love it. I love alternative. Once like Nirvana came, I was like,
grunge,
and by the way, even the 80s, videos I didn't like with the women in the bikinis. It was just cheesy to me, right?
Yeah.
Because then when like Nirvana came on, it wasn't about the women in the bikinis, and you know, it was about the lyrics and the music, and almost like
much more in depth. There was a story. It told a story a little less.
Right.
Trendy.
But when that style of music came out, I definitely was like, I have something I can identify. I got something that's me. Yeah. Once then the other thing is if in the same realm, I didn't like the way girls look like. I couldn't handle it. I was not.
I'm trying to think.
But the big hair.
Yeah, the hairspray hair was a turnoff for you.
Absolute. I'm a minimalist when it comes to female, like women. I like play down more. Mm-hmm. And it was something that I honestly couldn't, I just didn't like it.
So what was your type in high school then?
So that's what happens is a girl moved back to New Jersey. My high school girlfriend moved back to New Jersey. She lived in France for 5 years.
She was a cultured young lady.
Well, she was just prep. She looked like she was going to go play golf.
Okay.
And it's funny because her husband now is a golf pro. But so she just, polo shirt, regular hair, and
Downplayed, very not.
Right. Well, you'll see it in the prom picture of the realness dropping. But anyway, so it's like, oh yeah, and right away I was like, that's what I like.
Okay.
It was like nothing in high school that I saw that.
Right.
I don't know. Like, yeah. It was just it looked like too much work, Like I look at it, it was like, there's a lot of maintenance here.
It was. It definitely, but it was, that's so interesting that you were so turned off by that.
So it wasn't just the men, it was the women too.
I know, but it's funny from a girl who was that age, thinking about all of the things that we did, thinking it was what the guys would be attracted to, right? Like, of course, that's what drove you in the morning.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's what you chose your outfits on, where you were going, whatever. And then to think how many people actually were like, this is the dumbest look.
Oh my, it was horrible. But I remember.
You couldn't have been alone. You can't be the only person
I don't know. Yeah, and I'm not even that picky.
And I'm not a huge trendy person. I was more of a deadhead, actually. Right. Like I was a ripped jeans, tie-dye, Birkenstocks, like before Birkenstocks came back and were popular. I wasn't like a full-on deadhead, but I was more of a chill, sweatshirts kind of person. But I did shave my head. I shaved. Oh my God, yes. I had the head shaved and I would take the hair.
Underneath too?
No, didn't go that far. My mom only allowed one section. And I would take the hairspray and the blow dryer and it would.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Then the fake, then the really bad do-it-yourself hair colors.
If I had to answer that, I would say that's probably one of the things for girls that I say, what were we thinking?
Yeah. Me too.
Gigantic hair.
Yeah.
Big, gigantic hair.
Yeah. It was awful.
And the really bright, like eyeliner girls wore. We wore like really bright blues and purples and greens. Like that was kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of the clothing I liked. I liked some of our clothing.
But it always bothered me at that age where I didn't like music.
It bothered you then that you didn't.
Yeah. I remember because my friends were like the Metallica,
right, to it, and they were
making tapes. It was
mixtape.
It was the whole thing, and I wasn't a part of that culture, and it was obviously a fun.
So you
culture.
never sat in front of the record, like you never sat in front of the radio to wait until the song came on and hit record. Right when
I was listening to 97.1. It was the rap station, I think, back then.
Yes.
Hot 97.
Yes, Hot 97 was the rap before it became Hot 97.
Yeah, I think so, or something. It was a Marley Marr was the DJ. So it used to be, so I used to sit with all the...
See, and I was a 102.7, 92.3. That's what I listened to. But also, like, I was a PLJ. Like, I listened to 95.5 when I,
Yeah, I listened to some of that.
Z100.
I was in the closet Paul Abdul fan.
Oh, that was like, me more, that was like a PLJ, right? Like 95.5 kind of.
Yeah.
Remember 98.3?
Yeah, of course I do.
Is that still around?
Yeah, Magic.
Right, Magic 98.
Yeah.
Valerie Smaldone.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I used to listen to Dr. Ruth driving around my bike.
Valerie Smaldone.
No, I don't know.
She used to do the dedicate. This is Valerie Smaldone.
Oh, you're very good at
with
that.
Your midnight dedications.
No.
Going out.
I was listening to Dr. Ruth.
From someone to someone. I'm so sorry.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
I'm so sorry I blew you off today in front of gym class.
Oh, God.
Please forgive me. Oh, God.
Yeah. But how about you? Is there a time... a thing that
well, the hair I thought was awful, and I also
I'm not alone on that.
You're not, and I actually I laugh not at your outfits because ours looked just as pleasant, but I laugh because my uncle owned a bridal manufacturing business in Manhattan, and so for my prom and my sister's prom, we were able to go there and pick our dresses. And my sister picked the coolest black dress, right? It was like so pretty, blah, blah, blah. She was 4 years older than me.
He looks like you a lot, too.
Yeah, we do. And as we're getting older, we definitely look more alike. So my sister picked a really nice black dress, sequin, whatever it was, flowers. It was beautiful, long, lace. 4 years later, brilliant me, decides that I have to have this white dress. I don't even know what made me think of it, but it was I find out afterwards, it was actually technically an informal bridal dress.
Oh, wow.
So I'm convinced that I'm not married now because I already
it was black dress.
Mine was white.
Right.
And so now I think, what was I? But my point is, I digress, ADHD, that the sleeves were so enormous and like the sequins and the netting and
I didn't like any that's all the stuff I didn't like. I didn't like any of that. Like
I went all in for the prom, man. I did.
Yeah.
So now when I see the girls, I mean, some of them, they don't wear a lot nowadays. It's like half a dress, but it's so much class. Like, I mean,
it's simpler,
I guess, simpler is a better word. Definitely simpler. Like, they're just more played down and just modestly beautiful. Like, I guess it in a more elegant, understated way where we were all, which goes to the hair and the makeup and everything. It was like loud and proud, right?
Yeah.
And like, the higher your hair was, the, brighter your lipstick was, the more glittery your everything was. It was, that's what you aimed for. So I didn't like that because that was not me.
Right.
So that was probably for me what I would say get rid of. What would you bring back? Like, I was trying to think about this actually on my way home today.
As adults or kids?
Well, that's actually both. Now that you said that, that's
kids
actually
definitely riding bikes. I mean, definitely.
Oh, riding bikes.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of kids riding bikes.
Do you?
Where I live, I see a lot of kids riding bikes in my neighborhood.
I mean more as transportation.
Right, I know. We rode everywhere.
Than leisure.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
To get to
I used to ride my bike to baseball practice.
You rode your bike to high school, didn't you?
A moped. I had a moped.
Yeah.
But
now would be considered the e-bike,
but you're
correct? Would the moped be equivalent to the e-bike these days?
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing. they're trying to figure out what to do with e-bikes because they're unsafe. But there's already a rule. There's a moped license.
Right, exactly.
Just make these
they
people
make them have to get it. Right.
moped license. That's all. I mean,
that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
yet
I guess
we don't do it.
It's certainly the e-bikes replaced it.
Yeah, I would say so.
But the mopeds were fun.
So you were saying, you rode your moped all the time, or you were out on your bike, but before that you were on your bike going everywhere. I definitely rode my bike a lot of
transportation. I would never ask my father to drive me someplace,
right.
unless it was, over
I did. I definitely asked for rides.
10 miles away. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
oh no, I did.
I won't say it.
No, I know. It's implied. It's inferred. There's no need to blast me. You already outed my word interesting. Yeah. So now whenever I'm speaking to somebody and I'm not necessarily in agreement, I have to find a new keyword. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you blew up my spot, man. But I don't know what I would bring back.
Really?
Okay, so for kids, I would bring back
cars.
kids, I would bring back Farrell's.
Oh, stuff like that. Okay.
No, but for kids, I would bring back things for them to do. Yeah. Like I would bring back rec soccer that actually means something.
Yeah.
Like I would bring back those simpler things
that's the connection. Everybody thinks their kid's a club player.
Well, right. Yeah. Like I was so excited for my kids to play rec when we moved back, and it literally like disintegrated into pieces while we were involved in it, and it was so sad. I coached
travel basketball for like 5 years, and there's travel, there's AAU that's supposed to be higher, but then there's these club teams, and the problem is that these club teams are really rec. Like these lower level club teams. There's an A, B, C, D, E.
I know.
And so they're leaving their township rec.
Right.
Because it's a step
club team.
But it's not a club team like you think it. It's rec.
Right.
These are kids that can't make play town travel, but it's a little better than rec.
I loved rec. I sucked at soccer. I wasn't good at soccer. My sister was fantastic. Right. My brother, fantastic. I did not get hit with that soccer gene.
Yeah.
My dad loved coaching soccer. He coached literally until the day he died. He literally did. And we were long gone, by the way. We were out. He was a soccer coach. He started a travel team in Spotswood. But I loved playing rec because I loved the camaraderie of the team, and I loved having fun, and I loved running around and playing it, but I knew I was never good enough for travel, so it was okay, and it was a safe space for me.
You know what the closest...
I miss that.
You know what the closest thing is to that when it comes to sports, believe it or not?
Fast break?
No. Fast break does a great job, but that's not what I'm... Fast break, I think they actually take it too seriously. Sometimes the coaches do for sure. Mm-hmm. It's a great organization, but it's just... people who never played travel, kids who never had travel, and coaches who never coach travel treat rec like it's travel. Mm-hmm. I coach travel. It's like this. It's like this. Right. To your point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun. But flag football.
Oh.
Flag football is
fun, right?
Well, it's the thing that 95% of the people will never play real football.
Right.
So there's an understanding that it's fun. So even the most competitive sports kids, you could be an all-state basketball player,
so funny,
all-state soccer player, but when they play football, there's a competition for sure, but it's really about fun for like when we were kids. Mm-hmm. That still exists, I think, only in flag football.
That's so funny.
And more girls should play flag football.
Well, it's funny that that's why I did not play flag football. But however, when I was first teaching where I'm teaching now, in the district that I'm teaching now, there was a supervisor, a language arts supervisor, very cool guy who started a flag football league for the teachers.
Oh, wow.
For the educators, not just teachers. Anybody could do it. It could be aides, paraprofessionals, he was a supervisor. He played, principals, whoever wanted to play. And girls, it was so much fun. I was a cheerleader, and it was so much fun watching, and they all loved it. And it was competitive as hell. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they went hard. But they knew there were women on the field, and the women were totally incorporated, and it was fun, and it was such a great thing.
Yeah, when I coached,
do we have a flag?
Yeah, St. Bart's has it. The township used to have it. St. Bart's took it over.
Okay,
and it's a great program. It's
I never
fun.
even heard of it.
And
how come it's not known more, or is it just not?
I think you just have to be. I'm not part of that St. Bart's crowd either. I think you just have to follow those pages and stuff.
Okay.
I would assume it's still there, but when I coach, it was part of the
I don't have boys, so
it's if they're athletic for sure. But if not,
we're more artsy in our head.
And I'm not just saying this to sound PC, but when I coached, my best player was a girl.
Yeah.
And that's probably when they were in like 6th, 7th grade.
Nice.
By far. Yeah.
Listen,
he's a great athlete.
I've taught middle school for most of my career, and some of the girls that I taught could house some of the guys in most of the sports.
Yeah, until they reach puberty, then it changes a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But there are some, I've come across some amazing female athletes in my career. Amazing.
Especially in East Brunswick, I mean.
East Brunswick.
We got it
and when we were growing up, there was some. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that there aren't now, but I know, like when we were growing up, we had some amazing high caliber athletes in our town.
Yeah, there's certain sports that if I had daughters and they were athletic, I would definitely kind of gear them to like basketball.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there's such a. There's such a room for growth for them as far as skill wise that's not quite there yet.
Wow.
Because basketball, I actually like I actually sit on a Sunday and watch WNBA, probably one of the few men that do that. Because women's professional basketball, even college, it's being played the way the sport was designed. The sport was designed for people who are 5'10" and below. It wasn't designed for somebody who can hit their head on the rim.
My niece wrote she went to Indiana, and she wrote for the Indiana women's basketball team.
Nice.
She could tell you everything there is to know about basketball.
But think about that. When the sport was designed, it was for people who weren't quite 6 foot, and the game was played below the rim. So there's certain skills you had to learn, head fakes and maneuvers that.
So you find women's basketball more entertaining
for me?
To watch.
It's more skilled. In a lot of ways. Maybe not so much with the dribbling and it's getting there with the shooting with like people like Kate and Clark.
I mean, again, I'm not. Today was Jersey Day in my school, and as you can see, I did not partake because I actually put on a Giants jersey. I have a Giants jersey. It has sequins. It's really pretty. And then I put it on and I looked in the mirror and I was like...
Jumping on a bandwagon.
Right. Like, when was the last time you watched a Giants game, Rachel? Like, you're a big poser. I took it off and I put on my regular clothes.
I don't like being part of those groups either.
Yeah, I'm not going to pose. Like, I'm not going to front. I have a very dear friend who used to say, what a fronter.
I have one for you since you're doing it now. How do you feel about guys crossing their legs? Not as a mom, not as an educator, but as a single woman. Like a Gavin Newsom, and he's like this.
I don't know that I ever thought about it, so I guess I don't mind it. No.
All right. We can skip this. I don't have to. You never noticed that? Like Obama crosses his legs all the. They don't do the. They don't do the man spread like that.
Right.
You never noticed.
Right. I would have. Okay, so I'm going to say that most of the men that I'm around do not cross their legs.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I see it all the time. It
are
drives
not
me
leg
crazy.
crossers.
That's good.
But if they were, now that I'm thinking about it, this is very interesting. Wow. Is this the one you said you were throwing at me?
Well, no, it's not. But
okay. Ooh, this is a good one.
A little bit.
So I would imagine if I was to think, they would...
That's okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on a second. There's separate rules?
Gavin Newsom sits like...
And you think this is more acceptable than that for men?
Well, yeah, because...
But you have to explain that.
Well, because if you're sitting like this, you're smushing things. I mean, I
knew you were going there, but you were trying to find a way to not
crossing your legs is a very feminine pose.
I literally just watched, though. your thought process in trying to make that as PC as possible when you were explaining it.
Yeah, I'm going to Google it for you. Here, I'll show you what I do. But Obama does it too.
I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. So it's restricted in the area. So I would imagine that if there was a man here, that would be a different situation. Yes.
There you go. See here.
I understand where you're coming from. Oh, he's all in too. He's like,
I don't know how he's doing that. Yeah.
He's like this, leaning.
Yeah.
Leaning in.
That doesn't give you off a vibe of like, this is a guy that can't protect me.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
That's interesting.
No, I wouldn't go there. No.
No. So it doesn't bother.
Mind. No.
Oh yeah, it drives me crazy. I won't let my son sit like that. Not that they would.
You equate it to a masculinity? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's definitely a not ready for battle.
That's such a. I see where you're going because
I'm ready for battle.
Sitting like this, you're ready. You're plunging.
I'm ready to plunge. Somebody comes through the door. When you're sitting like this,
and wait, he's not. Not only is he not ready for battle because he is maxing it.
Well, I'll have this picture up.
You better pick him up and bring him wherever he needs to be because it's going to take him a hell of a lot longer to get there.
He's not ready. He's not prepared. He's not prepared.
I didn't think about it.
That's. So it is definitely a masculinity thing.
Definitely, which I understand when you're saying you're not ready.
You're not ready.
You're not in.
But your
right
instincts
position.
aren't ready. Like it's not in your head that you should be.
So
because you made a joke about me, not a joke, but you observed something. We met at Sandy's to have a meeting, and you're like, I noticed that you're sitting this way for a reason.
You're sitting facing the wall, the window, the door, because you need to make sure that you are watching who is coming in and out.
Right, exactly.
So now that's interesting.
He would have his head back to it.
So I usually do that as well because I'm the mom. I'm not married, so I'm the protector, right? So I'm usually the one. So it's funny that I noticed that you did that because I was like, oh shit.
Oh, you got my spot.
Exactly. So I was like, he got here first, man. But I do that also. And I know every man that I've dated does that also. Yeah. It's also, I equate that to when you're walking on the sidewalk, do you walk on the side of the street and everybody else that you're with walks on the inside? 100%.
Right? I did a lap here in downtown Freehold today. And it's terrible. So I only judge in my head. I don't.
Not out loud.
I don't judge out loud.
Okay.
So I saw a man with a woman, and I walked past him, He was
on the inside.
And I walked past the woman, and I lost respect for him a little bit. I felt it's like you can't.
Yeah, I get that. No, I get.
But it has to be
No, I get that. So, would you say that's chivalry?
What's that?
Would you say that's chivalry?
I don't know. It's
which I do believe in. There should be. There is a place for chivalry. I believe in the world. I truly believe that, and it's lacking. I actually believe it's lacking. Yeah. I really do.
It's.
So would that be a chivalry thing, or would that just be a protector thing, or would you say they're sort of intertwined? I don't know.
A protector thing being on the outside.
Yeah,
it's definitely. It's an instinctual thing that you don't have to teach.
Right.
It's just, it's
right.
Yeah, that's all. So someone's looks like,
okay, but
I was actually bothered.
Yeah, I know, I would be too. I actually think about stuff like that. My head would go down that path as well.
But I equate that with crossing the legs. To me, like it's all together. Like,
okay. So now I see where you're going with that. I do not follow that same thought path. Okay. I don't lump them all together, but I definitely can see how you would make the connection. 100% I can see it. Definitely.
These are all the things that I think about. Well, and that's why I'm exhausted.
Well, okay, so now I'm going to bring up the crazy thing that I brought up to you in text the other day, and you thought that I was partaking in something.
Uh-oh.
So I texted to you, what happened to all of the daddy long legs?
All right.
And your reaction was, are you okay? Or something like that.
I thought maybe having fun or something.
And I said, no.
Out of the blue, by the way. It was just... Like
it really was. But it wasn't out of the blue for me. It wasn't out of the blue for me. And so now I'm going to tell you the backstory. So I had to go into the back closet in my house and get something out. And in doing that, I am petrified of spider crickets. Are you aware of what they are?
I Googled it after you said something. So I wasn't.
So I swear they're like the new... apparently daddy long leg, right? Because back then, that's what you looked at. If you were going in a closet like that, they were all over the place. And you didn't know if the long, crawly legs and the big fat body was going to come out at you. Now these things jump. And you don't know where they're coming. I mean, a spider meeting a cricket is a really bad combination. Yeah. And they're like prehistoric size. They're enormous. So that's where my mind went, okay, I'm going into here. I have to watch out for the spider crickets. What happened to why can't I still just be dealing with daddy long legs? Like, why do I got to be now dealing with this? Like, it's like everything on steroids. Right. So on my end, it was not out of the blue. On my end, it was totally a rational thought that had a series of events that happened leading up to it. And then I don't remember if it was like...
I remember what I said.
Well, but I don't remember if you had texted me about something else first and I just first responded with my question for you.
No, you just came out of the blue with it. Yeah.
So what did you respond with?
I said, that's because they're eating them. They're eating the daddy long legs.
Right.
And you were like, it was as if I split an atom. She was amazed with that, with that thought. You were so impressed.
Say that.
Yeah.
The spider crickets are eating the daddy long legs. So, okay, I'm going to conspiracy theory and then we're going to leave it at this.
But the funny thing is she was like really impressed with that.
I was. It was mind blowing. It was the emoji where the head splits off and the steam comes out. It was that. It was that mind blowing for me. But that makes me think, did somebody DNA together hybrid the spider and the cricket to make this spider cricket, which was 150% not around when we were growing up. I don't know that I ever have encountered a spider cricket.
Lab generated or just they just had an affair?
No, lab generated.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking because I mean, wouldn't spiders eat a cricket? Like, I can't imagine that would be something that would happen naturally. Yeah. Would you? I mean, really?
No, I wouldn't think so. But you think they would make something like that?
I don't know. We're going to have to leave it at this.
This is like a GMO talk. It's like...
But we're going to have to leave
it. People are against GMOs. I was like, don't you know we're all GMOs?
When two people with ADHD come together and think out loud, this is what happens.
Yes.
And I think we need to say goodbye.
All right, good. Yeah, I think it.
Goodbye.
Rachel's always good knowing to shut it off.
I think we need to hang this one up for the night.
Bye-bye.
Put a period on this sentence.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.